What's up, y'all? Now that Summer League is over, we're going to do a little review for some of the players that, came in, did their thing, hooped, showed their skills, and people that could eventually contribute to the team moving on into the season. I know now we have Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is back. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited. I'm not even going to say I'm not going to lie, man. I will yell up and down. I didn't never would have expected him to come back after everything that happened. And I didn't expect him to come back so fast. But this is not about Damian Lillard. We talk about Summer League. Damian Lillard, he's a little bit involved in Summer League, but it's not his place right now. So we're gonna talk about first Young Hansen Young. Don't know which way I should say it, so I'm gonna say it both ways. Usually I go with Hansen Young because I don't know. That's kind of what I roll with. In 4 games, he averaged 10.8 points, 5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 2.3 blocks. And as a first round pick, you want him to be comfortable. Definitely fooled a lot of us for the pick he was at, and definitely did not expect him to be picked so high. But he came in and off rip, just like flashy passes, elite buckets. Man, it was crazy. Like I thought, to me, he's seeming like a gimmick character. Somebody you just gotta like look at him. He's like, you can get a lot of emotion off of him. Um, he's all over social media. Like everybody's talking about him. It's like, dang, he's just a fun, nice guy. Doesn't speak English too well. Learning a couple words here and there. Still trying to acclimate to American life. But it's happening slowly but surely. And I just wanted to go over some of the highlights I've seen from him because like immediately a lot of things were popping out. It was just like the dunk here. Whoa, crazy! Not gonna lie, crazy, wicked. Never would have thought him to fall like that. That dude kind of a little undersized though, so we wouldn't be begging on him on dunking on everybody because he's still 7'1", but he don't got the bounce, he don't got the lift for real. But he's still gonna see that was the one. That was the pass, the first pass. Like he leading, he leading you to where you need to go. All you have to do is finish the bucket at the rim. Like he easily can rock a 5 assists a game off this. Obviously, he's not going to start, but 15, 20 minutes, I don't think that's too hard of an ask if Rob Will still experiences some injury issues he's had over the year. But the passes have been wicked, bro. Like, and props to the summer league individuals that have been catching his passes and not selling his clips, man. Because I feel like when the competition gets raised, like a lot of his passing skill will go. It won't be gone on scene because it's a lot more skilled players finishing his shots or finishing his passes. I mean, and these players made him look wicked. Like, pass was on point. The defense was on point too. I like him to use a little bit of strength like that. Use a little bit more strength. He's big, bro. You got to be a force. You got to be imposing force. And look at bank shot for the first three, but 3 point shot was looking well too. Like what are the games going 3 for 6? I'm like, we're thinking about him and Klingen as not a starting lineup, but eventually being able to be on the floor at the same time one day. I'm not quite sure how that's going to hold up. He has to be a little bit more consistent on a little bit larger volume for my liking, but it's definitely some potential there. It's just the perimeter going to be fluid. We don't know how that's going to work. 2 7-footers, somebody guarding at the 3 point line. I don't trust Mr. Yang to really hold up on that end, but we don't expect too much. At least I don't expect too much from him the first about 3 years. He still has a lot of growing to do, but the passes, just the positioning, um, like he has a lot of comfortability. It's not like he's forcing too much. It's not like he looks lost out there. Obviously, like with English not being his first language, like the communication may be a little bit off, but that's what chemistry is for. That's what the summer is for. We got 3 months until our first preseason game, and then the regular season after that. So a lot of time to make up some more English learning, some more communication with his teammates, some more chemistry being built. And now that Dame's there, Drew Holiday, we got some vets, Rob Will, even lots of people to take a lot of wisdom from communication wise, basketball wise, and a lot of learning for all the young guys across the team from a lot of vets with a lot of accolades, a lot of tenure in the league. But like I said, the 3 point was looking on point. Like I definitely see the blocks going down a little bit more. I don't really see him being an opposing defensive force. Obviously, he's tall. Like you can hang your hat on him just being able to get good contests in. But committing on the defensive end may take some time. He may need a little bit. Well, I would say he probably does need more conditioning, um, more reps. But on the offensive end, it's looking real good right now. Like they call him the Chinese Jokic for a reason. And Jokic himself is not. You're not hanging his hat on defense. He's all on offense. But if he's able to even have like 60% of what Jokic can do, to me, that's a great backup big because Klingon to me is a more long term big. Like we need defense in this league. You need somebody that's going to anchor your paint, and that's what Klingon does the best. And I believe that that's where the starting lineup should start until like that at the lowest end for Klingon, his defense is already so great that makes him so valuable. But if Hansen can if he's like I said, about 60% of Jokic, and then the defense is like maybe 40-50% of Klingon. You might want to flip that over, but as of right now, Klingon definitely has that spot locked and loaded for the foreseeable future. But I like a lot of things I see from Mr. Yang, and it's gonna be a great season, man. The Blazers are now kind of in a win now mode. They brought a lot of people in, put up their last roster spot with Blake Wesley. Lots of good things to see, lots of good things to look forward to. And Mr. Yang, when you get in that rotation, man, I can't wait to see what you can do. Next up would have been Caleb Love, and Caleb Love for me was who I thought was going to be the last roster spot we were going to fill up because I'm like the Blazers didn't fill up a spot. I'm like, who are they going to fill it up with? I'm really wondering, like, are the Blazers going to be funny? Are they going? Like, we got Caleb Love on the 2 I'm like, are they just going to convert him if he does well in the summer league? Now he did show what he could do best, score first. Wasn't very efficient at all. Actually, not even close to being efficient. Now that's not what summer league is about. It's about the process and how you're getting into your shots and how you're playing against increased competition compared to college. But you still want to be encouraged by the shots that are falling. Shot 35% from the field and 33% from three. So that really didn't change. Obviously, you can see in his tendencies that he is, score first, pass first, very aggressive on that end. I would have liked to see a little bit more discipline with transition buckets. There was times where it was 2-on-1, 3-on-2, where I feel like he could have easily kicked it out. Now he either got fouled or just like got stopped at the rim. I feel like if you move the ball, obviously you're getting a better shot in for your teammates, and it pays and not be selfish all the time. I'm not calling him a selfish player, but there was times where I feel like he could have made an extra pass, just move the rock. And that's what we want to see. We want to see passing on the team because that's where I feel like we lack in. And I think that's also the reason why we got Mr. Yang himself, a great passer, great hub playmaker. And we need a lot of those smarter players that are able to protect the ball, make risky passes within reason, and just move the ball at a reasonable rate. Like don't be ball stoppers. And I feel like Caleb can have the tendency to do that. But it got better at points. So he was hustling on the boards when his shot wasn't falling. Pretty active on defense for the most part. Obviously, wanted to be a little bit better, but he was talking about he wants to be a two-way type of player, and he did show that he has a potential to be that way. Just definitely needs more reps on that end. He will be in the G League, getting more reps and getting comfortable, being able to play both sides of the ball very effectively because I feel like he still just wants to be a scorer. But I don't see him carving a role in the team just being that. Yes, we need scoring, but we got Dame back. We got a year to wait for Dame, maybe even a year and a half. And we are going to wait for Dame. And he will be one of the scorers, but we also have plenty of other scorers on the team. Denny, Jeremy Grant, Shaden Sharp, Scoot. Like I wouldn't say Scoot, Drew Holiday scorers, but they can score. Obviously, the real scorers are Shaden Sharp, Denny Avdia, Jeremy Grant when he wants to. And Dame, I guess, when he comes back. So I guess we do need scoring, but not from, I guess, a tier of player that he is. Um, but yeah, he definitely showed what he could do on that end, and love to see what his growth looks like under the G League teams moving forward. Now, the next guy that I love the most and what he was able to bring to the floor, obviously Ryan Rupert was our second round pick a couple years ago, and hasn't been able to really get that much time on the court. Not his fault. Obviously, we have some slightly better players on the team, and he has some issues with turning over the ball, ball handling, moving in transition. Obviously, he was a pretty decent defender, but at times, he was a little too small, getting out muscled. Couldn't really contribute in any type of way for real. He wasn't that great of a 3-point shooter as well. But I feel like he's cleaned up a lot of those doubts, a lot of those things that prevented him from cracking a rotational role on the team. And some
Rupert turned heads with a breakout performance.
was the Pelicans game. Like, he was moving great in transition. Like, we're going to run. We're a young team. Chauncey wants us to run up and down the court and play 9-10 deep like OKC does. We're one of the teams, like, if you don't watch Portland, you don't see that we was running pretty much that deep. You would see Banton get considerable minutes. Obviously, we rotated as we started out the season, but we, cracked down a little bit, like closer to 8. But I see if he's continuing to score like this, play defense, like he was very aggressive. I think this game he had 8 fouls. Like, obviously, you don't want him to have 8 fouls. You can't even have 8 fouls in a regular season game. But you see he's aggressive. He's like locked in on that end because that's what's going to get you on the court. Chauncey's all about defense. He benched Shaden for not trying to get in on the defensive end. We knew Shaden is a very talented scorer, but on the defensive end, he was lazy. He felt like he was too good for that. But Chauncey tried to put a stick up his butt and was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta get on that D. You gotta hang your hat on defense, man. We're gonna know you're gonna score. We're gonna get you the rock, but can you play defense?" And I love what I've seen from Rupert, like stroking the threes from outside. Like, we are a pretty bad 3-point shooting team. Obviously, it's just 4-game sample, so like him shooting about 67%, I believe. 64% from 3-point is like very insane. But if he's shooting at least like 36, 37 on like 2 or 3 attempts a game as a ninth man, 8th, 9th man, like this, there is some spots on the team now. Now that Dame's back, it's like the rotation is going to get a little bit tighter. Obviously, we have a full year to develop all the players and see who really is going to be the real rotational squad in the next year when he gets back. But him being able to be confident and make a lot of those threes, it's a good sign because we were bottom 5 in 3-point shooting, and we don't really have that many people to rely on for 3-point shooting, especially now Dame's out. I always speak about Dame, but he's out. So you got Drew Holiday that's coming off a bad year. So trends go back up. He should be back to his like 37, 38% from 3 form. Scoot, obviously, with some improvement now under the tutelage of Dame's wise words and kind leadership, should be a lot better of a scorer. You see what happened with Inferno. He was obviously a very gifted scorer at first, but I think Dame took him to the next level, and Scoot is learning from both ends of the spectrum. He's almost like Luffy in this sense. Like, I don't know if you guys caught up in One Piece, but like when Luffy trained with Rayleigh, learn about basic forms of hockey. So with Drew Holiday going to learn his basic forms of hockey on defense, and now that Dame's back, I don't know what's going to happen in Elbath, but Luffy's training with another person that worked with the King of the Pirates. You're going to learn that, Conqueror's hockey. We're going to see if that's going to be Scoot. I don't know. But yeah, like the 3-point shooting looks like it's going to be a little bit rough, but if Rupert can contribute, if Tease, even though it was a 15-game sample, shoots like 40% from 3 again, if Shaden decides to shoot league average, because if he's not a good 3-point shooter, I don't know how much longer he lasts, in my opinion. Great score at the rim. Like, nobody can stop him, but you're shooting too many threes for you to hit 31%. like 10 to 12 threes per 100 possessions and you're only shooting 30%, that's not flying over here. If Jeremy Grant can get back to form and act like he could shoot again, there's some uh, potential there for a great season. And other players that can kind of shoot, please step up and shoot because they need shooting. And Rupert, if he can crack that lineup, the defense was great. The pressure was great. The energy that he had is something that will be contagious to the rest of the team because everybody else runs in transition. Everybody is very locked in on that end of the ball. And if they're all on the same page, man, there's no stopping us, bro. And the West, it did get a lot tougher. Everybody's lead, like the East is sweet now. Like if we in the East, we definitely making the playoffs. Not even playing like playoffs, like no questions asked. The West is a lot tougher, but I still believe we make the playoffs just based on I think the type of defensive leap we'll take with Drew Holiday on the team and the knowledge he's able to spread, along with expected leaps from Scoot, Shaden, Rupert, Klingon. Like Klingon was one of the best defenders in limited time, like best rim defenders as a rookie. Like in the 90th percentile of rim percentage, rim percentage defended, blocks, just overall contests that he was in. And that's his floor. Like that's the lowest type of Klingon you going to get was last season. That's the lowest you going to get from Klingon. And if the condition comes up, like he can be Rudy Gobert light or even better. Like he might even have a shot. He shot it a bunch. Maybe not a high clip a game, but he shot the three. Rudy Gobert not stroking that jump. If he's Rudy Gobert with a 3-pointer, it's wicked. It's dangerous. It's crazy. He's coming for all next. DPOY in the next 2 or 3 years. That's my hot take with him. But those three players definitely made Summer League very enjoyable to watch. Rupert, Love, and Yang. If you couldn't follow, I know I'm all over the place, but definitely we'll see at least two of those players contributing long term the next 2 or 3 years as we make our playoff pushes, our playoff, not even playoff appearances, a playoff like what's his name? Like Presti said with the Thunder. The Thunder made the playoffs the last 3 years, but he didn't want it to be an appearance. He wants it to be an arrival. And I say the same thing. We want it to be an arrival. We want it to be we're here and we're going to run the league the next 3 years. And best believe that when Dame come back, fully healed, fully conditioned, fully back in his bag, and full in his mode, in his stadium with his family watching, we are winning the 2026-2027 NBA championship. And we'll come back to this video and be like, damn, he was right. It's the story bound to happen. Dame left the squad between some ruffled feathers between the owner and him, some lies told, some backstabbing. Went off to Milwaukee. He was paired with terrorists at every corner. Kyle Kuzma, Doc Rivers, Darvin Ham sandwich. Couldn't get it done. Put his body on the line for him. Then they cut him. And when everything felt like there was no light, there was no hand held out to pick him up, it was me. Or you can say it was Joe Cronin. Reached his hand out, apologized, got the Blazer legend, got the Blazer legend back in Portland to rewrite the story of running from the grind, as other people would say. He's going back to the grind, man. And the grind is only going to last one more year, man. Then the Blazers going to win that chip. And all the loyal fans that stuck true to the city, we get to celebrate some. We get to experience championship number 2. Dame cemented. Well, he's already cemented Hall of Famer, but gonna be top 25 in my book. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Top 25 in my book. Great career. And then it's smooth sailing from there. And then he have his farewell tour, have his jersey retired, hung in the rafters. And then it's happily ever after, man. But as always, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. More Blazers content coming. We have a long season ahead of us, bro. Great hoops.